Hi and welcome to this introductory tutorial about IGToolsPP, which is a plugin that allows to import in Unreal Engine a Speedtree tree and generate the UV channel and the texture necessary to implement a pivot painter to world position offset and simulate in this way the wind. So now for this first tutorial I will just show you how to export from a Speedtree and import in Unreal and generate the texture and the texture material necessary for having the wind working in Unreal. So now here we are in Speedtree. I have a very simple tree, a bamboo, and I will show you how to export it correctly. So first of all, you have to have all the generator names that are unique. In this case, you see the trunk, the first level branches, second level branch, and the leaves have a unique name, but these small things here, they have a not unique name, so we go and change it. You press F2 and we change this. It can be any name you want. The important things, they are not spaces and it's unique. So I will make, for example, fin. Make not a lot of sense, but you can choose any name you like. That doesn't matter. So now that we have this set up, we have to see how many levels we have. In this case, it's a bamboo. It's very simple. It has only 4 levels: 1, 2, 3, and 4. So here we go. Now we export these trees. So we click on Export Mesh, and we make sure we choose the USD export universal scene description under VFX, because this is the only one that really works properly with the plugin. Fortunately, here there are a few bugs with this export from Speedtree, and I hope they will fix it soon, but the universal scene description export under games doesn't work properly. So for our tree, this tree, it's very easy. It has only 4 levels: the trunk, the main branches, the small branches, and the leaves. So we choose a grouping by hierarchy level 4. And of course we have to include the geometry, because these are what we need. But we have also to include branch spines, because the plugin uses them to generate the X direction for your branches. As for the vertex blends, you can put whatever you want it here, but the material provided with the plugin, it doesn't use them. So I usually put exclude here, but if you provide your own material for the colors, roughness, normals, etc. of your tree, and I will show you in another tutorial how to do this. You can then use in that material vertex blends, and the plugin there is a way to read them and export them in the new mesh generated. One thing is very important is that you convert to unit centimeters, because centimeters is the unit Unreal uses. And finally, you don't skip texture save, because we need this text information, material information to recreate the materials in Unreal. So now we click on the export, and we go in a empty directory when I found it's better. And if you have the possibility, use a fast hard drive. So here we go. I click on save, and we will have to wait a small moment. This is not a very big tree, so it goes still relatively fast, but if you have a big complex tree, it can take for a while, so you have to be patient, and sometimes you have to work around the number of meshes you have in Speedtree, because the more meshes you have to export, the slower it is. So sometimes I have to make leaves a little bit bigger or a little bit more sparse, and so on, just until then it works. It's a little bit tricky, and sometimes it crashed inexplicably, and sometimes it works on the same tree. So here we are, it is exported, and we are going now to go in Unreal. Okay, now here we are in Unreal Engine. The Speedtree export has been done, and I have a project where I do this kind of work with the trees. I suggest to always do process these trees in a project where you don't have a lot of stuff. If you are trying to do it, I did with a project where you have you are doing your working project where you have a lot of stuff, heavy levels, it takes forever and it doesn't work. And I think it's safer to go in a separate project, and then when your tree it's ready, you can export, migrate to a project where you will actually use it. And here in this project in Unreal, I have an empty level. It's also very important always to work with an empty level. So now we are going to import the USD generated by Speedtree in Unreal. To do this, I go here in the File menu and click on Import Speedtree USD, and this open the plugin. So now here I hit Import USD, and I go on my where I've saved it, and here I go, and I click Open. We don't need a default cache. Okay, this was faster when exporting from Speedtree. And here we have our tree in a real. So this is the USD, and we have reconstructed the hierarchy. That's why it's I said it's important to have a different name, unique names for each generator, because the plugin uses these different names to reconstruct the hierarchy. So now it's pretty simple. So base name, it's actually the name you want to give to your mesh. I call it bamboo 01. Here where you want to save it, I created a directory for this tutorial, so I will put it in there. And here we have to choose the levels. The material the plugin provide, it has only maximal 4 levels. Actually, actually with Pivot Painter 2 techniques, you can generate the texture to any number of levels you want. But then if you have more than 4, you have to write yourself your shader, or use, for example, Niagara to read those pivot position and make the tree move. In the case of bamboo, it's very easy because we have 4 levels. So I say the leaf will move, the branches will move, and the other branches also will move. Everything will move. The thin, this decoration we added to the trunk, they won't move. They have to be attached to the trunk. So I won't check these boxes here. So they will be attached to the trunk. If you see here, we have other 2 things. These letters here. It's where you can split the mesh in parts. Let's say you want to have the main branches and trunk separated from the leaves. Sometimes you may want this because, as you know, nanite has an option. It's a preserve area, and it costs something in performance. So you may want it to apply it only on the leaves and not on the trunk, on the branches, because at big distance in any way you won't see them. So the important thing is that you still see your leaves, and the rest you can forget. In this simple example with the bamboo, as the bamboo is very thin, like this, I will apply preserve area on everything I want to split the mesh in more parts. There are also these numbers. These numbers allow to its probability that the member of this generator has pivots. So I will say, if I don't want all the leaves moving, here I can put for example 0.5, and only a half of the leaves will move. In this case, as it's a little tree, I leave it to 1. And then you can choose it is nanite if it has a preserve area, and you can choose if you want vertex blend or vertex color. Use it. These two options in fact only are needed if you are writing your own material, because the material we provide doesn't use them. So I leave for this tutorial unchecked. I will go more in details of the material, how it works, how you can change it, how you can customize it in another tutorial. For the moment I just leave like that. Here we say we want to create the anim layer, which is the things this plugin generates, which will move your bamboo. And you can give it a parent layer function. If you leave it empty, it will just take the main layer function we provide, but in some case, like in this case, I have a lot of bamboos, so I made one specific for the bamboos, and I can put it here, and my layer function will be a child of this base. If I open this base, you see here I just changed a few things. For the window level 1 level settings, I augmented the maximal rotation, because bamboo, it's very thin and it can rotate much more than a big tree. So I augmented this, same for the level 2. All the other parameters are left intact. And then here we have one level anim. This is for grass, because with grass you only want one level. This is a tree, so we don't need this. It's unchecked. And then finally we have material settings. So as I said, the plugin offers two materials. One is with normal layers, and the other is with UDIM. In this case, I take this first option. So we have 3 materials. One material is for decorations, this fin I show you in Speedtree. And here I have also a base material already prepared for this. The second one is for the stem, for the trunk and the branches, and I have one already prepared. And finally we have the leaves, and also I have prepared the base material. As I said, I will discuss the material in another tutorial and explain you how to customize them, how to make your own, and all this stuff. So now that we have done all this, we can hit on process, and it will be processing. It's done. So now if I go here in my tutorial folder, I have my bamboo generated. So here the two textures, the one with the pivot position and parent index, and the other one with the x direction and the x extent. And finally, here we have the tree material generated. Here the anim layer, what you can see, it has taken the basic anim layer that we gave to the plugin with the max rotation at level 1 and at level 2 modified, and added in it the two textures that we just generated. And now if I drag the generated mesh in the level, it moves. It's usually a good idea to just hide with the actor, because it's pretty slow to leave it. And now here we go. We have our tree is moving, and then I will also made another tutorial explain how to change within the parameters and how in general the material works. This tutorial is only really an introduction to show you how to go from Speedtree to have your animated tree in Unreal. I hope you enjoy it, and if you have any question or if you want to suggest other things that you want me to explain, please leave a comment asking for them. Bye bye.